Young Hove, y'all know where the flow is the logo. Young B and the RMC. Rip homie when the pockets stay fat like homie. I don't know what the nigga was saying. But Jay-Z, Hove, your boy, just did a partnership with the NFL. And if you're familiar with how the NFL been getting down these last few years, has it been beneficial for melanated beings? If you're familiar with Jay-Z's encounter with the NFL recently, he was invited to the Super Bowl and he didn't go. Now he's intertwined with them in a business perspective. I haven't read any of the details on what the business entails. Maybe it's promoting NFL players or being an agent within the NFL. I don't know what he has. Rock Nation, which is short for Rockefeller. You know, they throw up the diamond, but what you also have to think about Rockefeller, not Rockefeller. You think the Rock Nation, you think Jigga. You think Rockefeller, you think old white man pushing agendas. And that's what people always seem to forget. That Jay-Z is, I'll say partnered, since people take him to the idea that he has leverage with his deals and he gets the bulk of the things he does, like Tidal. I think he owns half of Tidal, maybe whole. I'm not sure, but a lot of the things that he does is funded by Rockefeller. So you have to think about whose idea he is promoting at times, or whose alignment is he with. Is it his own idea? And I ask that because he's partnering with the NFL, somebody at odds with the inner city black community. Now, I'm not saying he's wrong or right for it. Let's get it straight. It's all perspective. But when you look at it from a perspective of Eric Reid, who tweeted after his comments of saying Cap's job is not his primary objective, or Cap's job, I'm not worried about that, essentially. I think Eric Reid took heed to that, as did I, in a minute, regard, because it's like, you want total liberation. You don't want the half-ass, okay, we give you a little bit, we give you what we think you should earn, but you can't get this. You know what I'm saying? We'll put you in the game, but you can't talk about Cap. You can't be professing that shit that Cap was doing. We won't allow that. This is what we would consider token assistance, token integration, like the Martin Luther King. And again, intentionality means a lot to me. So Jay-Z could be trying to do something for the community. So I can't say it's wrong or right, but we'll see later with the consequences, the ramifications of this action of uniting with the NFL, who's right now in disagreement with the thought process of the melanated community in general. They're more in alignment with Donald Trump's way of thinking. So that's who he's partnered with. The same way we seen Kanye, not the same way, I won't say the same, but we seen Kanye in alignment with that ideology, that ideation. We see Jay-Z somewhat aligned as well with that ideology. On a lesser scale, though. Kanye was making America great again with the hat, talking to Trump, preaching the right-wing ideology. Jay-Z preaches the left ideology, but he moves, to me, like a Democrat. And if you are familiar with how Democrats move, they say and they make charitable donations and they do things that may seem like it's attacking the key plight to the African diaspora, but it does just enough to not get on the elitist nerves. And if you're not getting on the elitist nerves, then that means you're not attacking their ideas to the core. I'll tell you some people who got on the elitist nerves with their ideas and how they move. Colin Kaepernick. Direct attack at their ideology, their systemic injustice that the NFL protects. So they will try to get him out of here, dismantle him. Eric Reid, same. supportive of Cap, need with him, outspoken, very articulate in his speech. Got drug tested 8 times to try to get kicked out of the league. Passed all 8 of them. Had to be a record, but they can make it to where it's a conspiracy theory because it's a random drug testing, so they have loopholes around drones to be like, okay, this is not a coincidence. For me, that's not a coincidence. You testing Eric Reid 8 times. So that's another person, another player, or another person would be Nip Hussle. It's Hussle's birthday today. I'm going to do a video later on Nip Hussle. But you talk about emphasizing black-owned business, taking away the power from the elitists. You talk about marketing yourself individually, YouTube, social media, all the outlets you can express yourself without having a major corporation back you. You talk about unifying gangs, collective consciousness within the black community. You talking about having an Africa to America connection. All these things that Nipsey did, in which what I feel our control system prohibits. They don't want that. They've never wanted that in our history. So for me to conclude that now is only based off previous history that you can find. So you have that, and then you have those people who represent a paradigm shift. Now you have the Jay-Z's, the Oprah Winfrey's, who don't completely shift the paradigm, but they do things that are helpful. That's why I won't knock or say they're wrong or right, because it's tactical. Damn playing. You look at Martin, you look at Malcolm, they both, to me, intentionality mean the same thing, uplifting, but one's going away from the system, direct attacks, like I said with Cap and Eric Reid. They're attacking the system every time. They're penetrating, it's resonating with the elitists, like, we got to get this nigga out of here. And some people like Oprah and Jay-Z and Beyonce, they do things that aren't attacking the idea directly. It's more so, let me play their game and let me wiggle around their game, and maybe I can do my uplifting from that standpoint. The Martin Luther King route. Me personally, I'm a Malcolm guy. I'm a Malcolm guy. You're not finna change your paradigm under the constructs that they created to enhance the paradigm. That's just my opinion. Changing the NFL by being an NFL player or an NFL speaker or whatever ain't gonna do it. Allowing integration or professing for integration, and I'm not saying I love being around multicultural people, but I'm saying in the sake of the black African community, integration only took away our economic dollar, and we still had the plight of being looked at as less than, perceived as inferior. We still had lesser rights. We still were more inclined to go to prison. So you just have to look at the overall effects of these gestures, in which some people would say are token. But nonetheless, it's all perspective. It's relative to how you see things. What's your thought on Jay-Z joining the NFL? What's your thought on Eric Reid's comments about it? He was upset, and he said it was Jay-Z's opportunity at making some more millions, exploiting a situation where he can make millions. Do you agree? Stephen A. Smith, I know you telling Eric Reid to be quiet, and Cap knew the ramifications, so there's only a couple things. I try to give you passes, because every now and then you play the fence. You swing on this side, come back, swing on that side. But now you're doing too much, because one day you here, one day you there with it. Do not denounce Cap in any regard, ever. It's not good for you. It's not a good look. We know what he stands for. He was willing to lose his job for the shit, just for speaking for our plight. You're not willing to do that. Scary niggas is not willing to do that. So, Stephen A, man, just watch what the fuck you say, please. Please. For me, for our people. Down in Eric Reid telling him to be quiet and saying Cap knew what he should get and he should be quiet and he should just play. Nigga, shucking never went away. Jiving never went away. Cooning never went away. Blackface never went away, so don't do it. And that's just my opinion on Stephen A. But your thoughts on Jay, Stephen A, Eric Reid, this cap situation, this deal, let me know, man. It's your boy Dame. I'm back.